Hello everyone, Grandpa Ron here again. Hope you're all having a great day. Today we're going to get back into our very basic Bible study looking at the book of Joshua. Remember last time we looked at chapter 14 where Joshua started to distribute and divide up the promised land between the different tribes. And Caleb, one of the members of the tribe of Judah, came to him with a special request. Now remember, Joshua and Caleb were the two spies that went in to survey the land and report back to Moses. And most of the spies gave negative responses, saying, oh, we can't go in there and take this land. The people are too big and the cities are too fortified. Only Caleb and Joshua gave positive reports saying, with God's help, we can do this. But because of the unfaithfulness of the Israelites, God made them wander in the desert, remember, for almost 40 years till that generation passed away, except for Caleb and Joshua. Then this new generation actually moved in to take over the promised land. And Caleb reminds Joshua of that. And so he's granted a specific little piece of territory, a city in Judah's area. Now we're going to see how Joshua divides up the property for the rest of the tribe of Judah. Judah was the biggest tribe, and they're going to get the biggest piece of the pie here, but there's still some people living there that have to be driven out. So there's still some work to be done militarily. And Caleb has said, even though I'm 85, I'm strong as an ox. And with God's help, we'll be able to do it. And so Joshua is now giving them their share of the property. So let's look at chapter 15 and see how this goes. Now, we're not going to read all of it because most of it is a description, the boundaries of the territory. And then later, there's a description of the number of cities that are going to be given within this territory. So we're just going to look at a couple of key verses. Let's look at verse 1. Now the lot for the tribe of the sons of Judah, according to their families, reached the border of Edom southward to the wilderness of Zin at the extreme south. And then it goes on all the way to through verse 12, describing the boundaries. Boundaries were very important back then. Remember, we said keep them from infighting over the property. So they're trying to be as specific as they can here. But when we get down to verse 13, we have a reminder of Caleb's property and what happened. Now he gave to Caleb the son of Jephunneh a portion among the sons of Judah according to the command of the Lord to Joshua, namely Kiriath Arba, Arba being the father of Anak, that is Hebron. So just a reminder that Joshua had given him this property. And Caleb drove out from there the three sons of Anak, Sheshai, Ahiman, and Talmai, the children of Anak. So just as Caleb had said, he was able to drive them out with the Lord's help and secure this area. But there's yet more to be conquered. And to motivate the troops, so to speak, I guess, we look at the next verse. Then he went up from there against the inhabitants of Debir. Now the name of Debir formerly was Kiriath Sepher. And Caleb said, the one who attacks Kiriath Sepher and captures it, I will give him Aksah, my daughter, as a wife. So a little motivation here. He's made this promise. So let's see who steps up to the bat here. Verse 17, and Othniel, the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, captured it. So he gave him Aksah, his daughter, as a wife. We're going to see that Othniel is actually going to become the first judge in Israel in the next chapter in the book of Judges. So he's proving himself here to be brave and courageous, of course. Verse 18. And it came about that when she came to him, she persuaded him to ask her father for a field. So she alighted from the donkey, and Caleb said to her, what do you want? So she's going to ask her father, probably a weak moment, you know. She'd just been married to this guy, and she's going to be leaving home now and moving in with her new husband. And she's asking for some property. So let's see what she asked for. Verse 19. Then she said, give me a blessing, since you have given me the land of the Negev. Give me also springs of water. So he gave her the upper springs and the lower springs. The property she already had was dry and desert-like. So she's asking for water, and he grants it. Now, some commentators have spiritualized this verse so that it's applicable to us, saying basically, if a human father is able to bless their human children so well, just like we see here, then how much greater is God's blessing to his children now when they ask him for something. Then verse 20 through, all the way down to 62 is a list of cities, city after city after city that were granted. Now the numbers don't come out exactly because when you add them all up, the numbers differ a little bit from what's listed. And it's apparently because later we're going to see that another tribe is given some territory within Judah's territory. They're kind of dispersed within Judah. And some of those cities are going to go to them. But anyway, there's a list of all these cities within the Judah's territory. Now, we get down to the last verse, verse 63, and it's a little troubling. It says, now as for the Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the sons of Judah could not drive them out. So the Jebusites live with the sons of Judah at Jerusalem until this day. That is the day of this writing. And the question comes, was it that they couldn't physically drive them out, or that they just couldn't bring themselves to drive them out? Were they tired of fighting and they had pity on them and just couldn't make themselves drive them out? Or is it they were tired of fighting and they just wouldn't do it? Or was there a faith issue where they just didn't believe that they could drive them out and didn't? Don't know, it doesn't say. Anyway, we'll see what happens in this regard later on in the Bible. But for now, they've left a contaminant there. Just like we read in some of the other verses where the children of Israel didn't completely drive somebody out of a city, we know that they became a corrosive factor against the theocracy of Israel. And it was an eroding factor that caused trouble down the road over and over again. Anyway, here we see the tribe of Judah, the first tribe to be given property on the west side of the Jordan. And so now we're going to look in subsequent chapters on the continuing division of the property and how that goes. But we'll stop there for now. It's been a short one, but I hope it's been meaningful to you, and hope you'll watch the next videos. In the meantime, God bless. Bye-bye.